That's new. Okay, so welcome to Get You Great. Um, I'm glad that you guys all made it. Some of you just joined today, hot off the press. Some of you joined early. I did an early start back in May, Mother's Day weekend, and I think Christine, you were one of the very first to join. So without confusing people, I first want to say that there's no significance whatsoever to when you start this, because my philosophy is there's no start date, there's no end date. This is something that you hopefully will adapt and embrace and have it become yours. And we're all going to do this at different levels, at different paces. And if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going to explain it tonight. That I have many people in the program. Some of them have been with me for years and years, and some of them, again, are just starting. And I will let people into the summer session for the next month. And so this is not a group thing. But the reason that I run them as programs is because I do try to teach what I teach in clusters. But everything else is individualized. So whether you started a month ago or whether you are watching this recording in the end of July and you're just starting, it doesn't matter, because you and I will be working together individually. Okay. And I have to have a start date for payment reasons and an end date for payment reasons. So you could look at it as you're paying for time with me, time on the program, and time with the resources. Okay. So if you started a month ago, but you haven't actually started, it's okay. And if you started today and you're freaking out because you feel like you're behind, you're not. This is very much your thing. And the reason that I like to start by always talking about that is I have this huge um, pet peeve, I guess, about diets, and about how we view diets, about how we perceive diets. And one of them is that we start these diets, and there's a start and there's an end. And there's usually a point in the middle where we quit, and then we start again. And this one is not like that. This is where you're going to break that chain. This one is unlike any one that you've been on before, and most of you, in fact, all of you that I'm seeing here, found me from probably someone that referred you, and they had a really good experience. I'm really proud of that. And it's because I tried to break that chain of us associating what we think of as diets. And yes, I'm going to call this a diet. It is. But you're not going to fail, because all the other times you failed, it wasn't working for you, and you quit. This time you are going to be coached by me and you're not going to quit. And like I told someone that joined today, it's different because I am your watch. And the only way you're going to quit is if you don't communicate with me. And that's the bottom line. If you don't answer my texts, I can't help you. So with that being said, um, uh, wherever you are in the process of starting, I'm going to go through the program. I'm going to go through the resources that you have. I'm going to go through the expectations from you and what you can expect from me, and talk about the meal plan, the workouts, and the website and everything else. So hopefully you won't be as confused. And if you are overwhelmed, that's normal. It's impossible to start a program like this without being overwhelmed, because all the other things you've probably started were a sheet of paper. And this one is multifaceted. And because it's individualized to you, you don't have to take any of the extras. If you don't have to watch any of the webinars or podcasts or any of that. That's all extra. What you're paying for is time with me and the meal plan. So, okay, so if you get overwhelmed with all the other stuff, you don't have to take it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and hop on the presentation. Yeah, perfect. All right, so onboarding. Can you guys all see this okay? Yep, okay. All right, so first off, you heard me say, if you haven't heard me say, trust the process. I've been saying that for years and years and years, and basically the bottom line is you have to trust me, you have to trust this program, and you have to trust the entire process, because there are going to be bumps in the road. I'm very open about the fact that this is not going to be a slice of heaven until you figure it out and you get there. Nothing is in life. And you're going to love it once you have it figured out, but there is a learning curve. But once you have it figured out, it's going to be like anything else that you do. It's going to be your new normal. So realistic, sustainable expectation. I want this to be realistic for you. I want you to make this your own. I do not want you to expect perfection, because if you expect perfection, you will fail immediately. There's nobody that can nail this out of the gate perfectly. And even throughout, perfection does not exist when it comes to diets. I want to talk today about the difference between weight loss and metabolism. You're all here wanting to lose weight, or you're all here wanting to improve your health. But I'm here to also improve your health, but create a metabolic enhancement so that you don't ever have to do this again. And the people that you see on my before and after pictures, my walls of fame, they truly don't have to worry because we've changed their metabolism. And your metabolism is not functioning for whatever reason. And I know we all think it's age, and we blame hormones, and we blame menopause, and we blame everything under the sun. And yes, those all have significance, but we create those issues and we can fix them. So when you say that your metabolism is tanked because you're in your 50s or you're in your 60s, I want you to think about your kids or grandkids that get home from school and run around all day and want to go to the park. And then think about us that sit all day at a desk, and we get home and we just want to sit, and we don't even want to take our kids to the park. So movement versus non-movement. You know, you can't blame age for that. And so there's a lot more to it. And so I'm bringing a lot of awareness, and I'm not telling you that you have to exercise. The exercise piece of this is really minuscule. And you're going to lose the weight because of mindset and diet. Okay. And I want to talk about how to adjust and adapt to this, because if you don't adjust and adapt in a realistic way, then you are going to feel like quitting. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you adjust and adapt. Okay, so I want you to meet two regular clients that are in the program. And I always introduce these two women because they're very special to the program. They keep coming back and they keep having to start over. Well, one of them, first off, is Soft Start Sally. Soft Start Sally has joined my program, And she's done so well because she finally learned that the best way to start is slow. Again, back to my pet peeve of dieting, we feel like when we have to start a diet that it's like this ready, set, go. Like yesterday I wasn't on this and today I am, and like I got to clear all the cookies and chips out of my house. And soft start Sally learned that the best way to start is to just get your feet wet. And so if you're wondering how to start, because it is overwhelming, start slow. Start with just sending me your weight every day, because I will guide you. I will take your text in the morning and say, have you started the plan? I mean, every day I'm gonna guide you. I'm gonna help you. You're not on your own with this. Believe me, this is not the normal thing you're used to. Start with logging what you eat now, even if it's not Get You Fit food. If you don't know where to start on the plan, you don't know what breakfast to choose, you don't know, then just log what you're eating. Let me look at that. Start slow. If you don't know how and when to start exercising, don't exercise at all. And then text me and say, I don't know where to start. And I'll tell you to start walking. So start slow. You will get overwhelmed and you will quit. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. And soft start Sally started slow, and now she's a success. The other person I want to introduce you to is Perfect Patty. Perfect Patty has a problem, and she's perfect. Everything about her is perfect. I mean, look at her. She's perfect. But she's imperfect because she thinks everything has to be perfect. And with dieting, there is no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as having a perfect eating day. And if you do have a perfect eating day, that's great, but you might not have 18 perfect eating days in a row. And if you do, great. But then when you get an imperfect eating day, and it upsets you to the point where you then get derailed, that's not good. So you cannot be a perfectionist. If you're somebody that has to be spot on, follow the plan exactly until you don't, and then you have to go out to dinner because it's your birthday and you don't know what to do, so you end up getting derailed, that is a big red flag. So if you find yourself being a perfect Patty, I can usually find the perfect Patties right out of the gate. Don't try to execute this flawlessly, because I'm here to tell you I've been doing this for 30 years and I still can't nail it. It's impossible. You're going to have your slips. So know that this is not going to be a flawless journey. Okay. All right. So let's talk about your meal plan. You all have been given a caloric range, a caloric calorie count. I'm pretty sure I've approved it for all of you. But if you've read your onboarding guide, you do have a 200 calorie buffer. And I'm going to get to that in a second. I want you to try and stay within your calorie range. I want to talk about macros versus essentials. I'm going to talk about weight loss versus metabolism. And in this next segment, I'm going to talk about building your own meals. Okay. So first off, one more character, logging Lucy. So one thing I want to talk about is you have been given a meal plan. And going back to what I just said of the calories versus the macros, we are very, very, very conditioned to think that weight loss is all about calories. Your meal plan has been designed to be a certain amount of calories. Now, I sent out an email early this week on the perfect plate. If you haven't watched it, it's probably the most important video that I have. And I talk about why the meal plan is the way it is. It is not just about the calories. If it was just about the calories, then you would be given an amount of calories and I would tell you to eat what you want. This is about the portions and the proportions of food that you have on your plate. I can tell you that probably 80% of the time, you heard me right, 80% of the time, when somebody that's brand new doesn't lose weight, I go and I look at their Fitness Pal and the calories are spot on, but they're not following the meals. They're eating healthy, but they're not following the meals. So let me give you an example. Well, I had the cottage cheese. I look and I see cottage cheese. I don't see anything else with it. That's not on the meal plan. I know there's cottage cheese on the meal plan with, you know, strawberries and flax seeds and nuts, but you can't dismantle what's on the meal plan and only eat part of it. The combination of what I put together is there for a reason. And there are parts of the meal plan, ingredients that you could omit, but then there's parts that you shouldn't omit. And I'm going to get to that next. But you're going to learn these, and this is going to be just second nature to you. And I see it happen every single session that I do. You're going to be able to identify what things are what I call essential and what things are non-essential. So don't make the mistake and think it's just about the calories. The call I just had got frustrated and stopped logging, and because she wasn't losing weight. So I looked, she said she had stopped logging for a week. Well, I looked and it was a month that she hadn't logged. And I went back to May and she wasn't following the meals. It was all healthy stuff, but everything was out of whack. So of course she's not going to lose weight. And again, this is more about increasing your metabolic rate than losing weight. The two are going to happen simultaneously. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. The 10% of your calories a day will go to a splurge, and I will get to that in a second. Okay, so on your meal plan, on your MyFitnessPal rather, you might have seen the macros. In big letters, please listen, do not look at the macros. Oops, I forgot the T. Do not look at the macros. All right, I repeat, do not look at the macros. I know that a lot of you may have started a diet, a plan where it was macro based. I promise we will get to it later. Right now, I am detoxing your brain. And what I'm about to show you is why. Okay. First off, MyFitnessPal shows macros in percentages. This is so irrelevant. It makes me want to scream, because percentages can be so miscued. Remember in 5th grade when you would take a test, 10 questions and you get one wrong and you're like, whoa, how did I, how's it 90%? That's what's wrong with percentages, because if you only had a small amount of fat, it's going to look like you had a ton of protein when really you didn't have a lot of protein. So first off, that's the problem. The second problem is this. Do you see this meal here? It's obviously very nutritious. And you see this meal here, not as ideal. This meal here is chicken, quinoa, bunch of amazing vegetables, and avocado. If I put this in FitnessPal, it's going to say 45% protein, 25% fat, 30% fat. And this person here is going to be like, I nailed my macros, did it. Well, this person here decides to go out for dinner and has this cheeseburger and puts it in FitnessPal and sees 45% protein because it came from this greasy burger. and 30% fat, which came from the fat from the burger and the cheese, which is not a healthy source, and 30%, oh, let's just say carb, um, from the bun. And they're going to be like, I nailed my macros, right? And so now I have this person here that's crying on my shoulder because they're following, the calories are right there and the macros and Fitness Pal says everything right, and something's got to be really wrong with their metabolism. They must have some fat gene in their DNA and they can't lose weight. I hear it all the time. No. So I'm telling you, do not look at macros, because I'm going to educate you. I'm not going to do it this month because you're already overwhelmed. We're going to wait until the storm settles, and I'm going to educate you on what to look for later. So right now, just eat the food. Okay. I promise I will not let you down. I've had over 1,000 people, 2,000 people actually, graduate from my program, and not one of them said, "Thanks for making me wait, Irene." Not one of them said, "Thanks for, I'm saying it wrong. You get what I'm saying. So don't look at the macros. Okay. Next, the essential foods. Okay, so I have a thing called the Get You Fit trifecta. If you've not seen this video, I have it in your plan, in your sign up guide. I have it, I plastered it all over. It's 15 minutes. I tried really, really hard to keep it short. It talks about the difference between an essential ingredient and a non-essential. So I want to take a quick minute to talk about the differences. Okay. Essential ingredients are ingredients that you need to have. Okay. They are ingredients, they are foods on your plan that you should not omit. Okay. If you omit them, then you're not, oops, can you still see this? Okay, there, I wanted me on here. Okay, so you have your proteins, your carbs, and your fat. You should not omit them. That's like saying your shirt, your pants, your shoes. You can't leave your house without the essentials. Okay, now you have non-essentials. Non-essentials are the fun things, like cheese, fruit, salad dressings. These are like accessories. You don't need them, but they sure make things better. You see the difference? This sure makes things better today. So do I need this to leave the house? No, I don't. But today it's really nice that I have it. So I'm gonna wear it. Same thing with my bracelets and my watches and everything else. So the non-essential ingredients, and you have all these lists, are things that you are allowed to, you have the freedom to switch around. Fruit, cheese, jellies, jams, salad dressings, all those things that are fun ingredients, you don't need to have on your plan. So when you look at something like the Awesome Oats breakfast, and it's the oatmeal with the apple and the nuts, and you are like, I don't feel like putting an apple in there because you're being lazy, or you just don't have an apple, or you don't like apples, you don't like fruit, don't put it in. It's a non-essential. Can you omit the nuts? Nuts are a fat. Fat is essential. That would be like me saying, well, I'm gonna go shopping without my shirt. Not happening. So you're not gonna lose weight if you take out a non-essential. Now, if you don't want the nuts that I have on the plan because you don't have walnuts, or you don't like walnuts, you're allergic, you're tired of them, you could swap out the nuts for a different nut or fat. So you want to use peanut butter, great. You want to use flax seeds, perfect. That would be like me saying, well, I'm going to wear a sweatshirt instead. But I'm not leaving the house without this. Do you understand the difference? And so I've put together a chart for you that has all the essentials and the non-essentials. And so I'm going to go back to this. Hopefully I can find it. I was trying to be fancy, and now I'm going to have to go the long way around. Where is it? Wrong one. Okay. So I created this, and you all have this, and I'm going to put together a summary of today's presentation and put this back in the packet that you're going to get tomorrow. I've put together essential and non-essential cheat sheet. So if you have this handy, you're golden, because these are all the essentials. And these are all the things that you should never pull off of your plan. You shouldn't take the chicken off your salad. If you don't want to put chicken, you want to use turkey, you want to use bison, you want to use cottage cheese, eggs, you could swap them out for any of these, but you shouldn't take the chicken off because that is essential. Okay. I'm going to let you guys actually ask questions at this point, because I don't want to float over this, since this is kind of important. So, questions so far? None? Okay. So what about the non-essentials? If you are going to omit some of the non-essentials, I'm gonna pop open the onboarding guide. There's a non-essential list in your onboarding guide. Remember how I said if you don't want to have the apple, you don't have to have the apple. If you don't want to put the cheese on your omelet or the cheese on your sandwich, these are all non-essentials, and you do have these on your meal plan. They're all over your meal plan. If you don't want to put some of the non-essentials on your meal plan, especially the ones that are on there, such as the mostly the fruit or the cheese, guess what? Those are extra calories that you get to bank for the day. So let me explain this. You don't want the apple on your oatmeal. You don't put the apple on, now you have 80 extra calories. You don't want to put the cheese on your turkey melt. Now you have another extra 80 calories. You don't want to put the salad dressing on at lunch. You have another 100 calories. So now you've banked 200 some calories, which means, hey, have a beer, have a glass of wine. See how that works? Have a cookie. I don't care what you have. As long as you don't go over your calories. Okay. Because now you've taken a non-essential and you've replaced it with another non-essential. It's an even trade. So that would be like me taking this off and putting this on. Doesn't matter. Right? Because it's the thing. As long as I don't go over my calories, it works. Now you can't decide you're going to be a rocket scientist and take off the chicken off of your salad because you're fine with eating a salad with no chicken, and because you're going to have a Mai Tai instead. That's not how it works, because now you're going to the store without a shirt on so that you could wear two hats, and that's just not how it does not go that way. Okay. It's and I'll see it on your meal plan, and I've seen people try to do it because I tried to do it. That was the fiasco of 2006, where I stopped eating chicken on my salad and replaced it with Tootsie Rolls at night, and I gained 6 pounds in a month. So it does not work that way. Okay. So this is, again, the beginning. I don't expect you to know this right away, but if this is just if you decide to switch things around on your plan. If you're going to eat things as they are on the plan, then you don't need to worry. Okay. Questions before I continue?
Irene, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's Mandy. So I'm actually making your grilled citrus chicken from month 1. And so I've been marinating it all day. And so I'm assuming I know the answer. Does that have the essential fat in it because of the olive oil that it marinates in? Or do I need to add like olives or olive oil to my broccoli that I'm cooking?
It has, because it's in the ingredients, it has it in there.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
So is it bad, like if I wanted to add a serving of olives or a spray of olive oil on my broccoli, as long as I log it to
Yep.
have over the fat? Okay, as long as I have the calories?
Yep, as long as you have the
Okay.
calories. As long as you have the calories. I mean, that's the big thing. So you could double up on essentials too. As long as you don't go over your calories.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
This is Martha. Irene. Chia seeds are on both essential and non-essential pages. Which are they?
That's a typo. I'm going to give you a edited one. Chia seeds and hemp seeds, all seeds are essential.
Perfect. That's the way I was using them, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, there's a couple errors on that one. I don't know how that happened. So, Emily, do you have a question?
Yes. So just to confirm, we were doing the turkey cheddar melt for lunches, and we didn't do leafy greens or the apple. Based on what you just said, those are non-essential, so we're okay.
Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were doing that part correctly.
Yep. So theoretically, if you're eating a salad, like the one salad that's on month 1, really of that entire dish, the only thing you need to eat is the chicken and the nuts. Technically, I mean, I'm not advising it, but if you were absolutely if you wanted to be theoretical, that's really all you would have to eat of that meal. But more than likely, if that were the case, you wouldn't pick that meal because then it wouldn't be a salad. But yeah, that is exactly right.
Awesome. Thank you.
And like I said, you're going to get really good at this because based on history of members that have gone through this program, after a month, it's just like you don't even think about it. You're just like, oh, yep, I'm at Panera. I'll take that. That has non-essential. Can you add olives to that to make it essential? And you'll get really good at it. So, okay. All right. So let's go back to my presentation. All righty. Okay, so make sure you watch this video if you haven't. It really explains everything, really kind of the way I did just now. So, all right, so meals versus recipes. MyFitnessPal is, not gonna lie, the biggest pain in the butt initially, but it is single-handedly the utmost reason that you are going to be successful in this program or any program. It brings awareness to what you're doing, and it also allows me to see what you're doing. And just so that you know, there's 500 members in this program. 300 of them are loyal members, and if you don't know what that is, I'll talk about that later. But I don't have time to look at your logs routinely. What I do is when you log your food and you complete your log, it pops up in my feed, and in the morning, which is the middle of the night for most of you, I click the link and I eyeball. if I see that you're not losing weight, because you're texting me your weight every day and I see a standstill, that's when I'll say, are you logging? And then I'll typically say, I'm gonna look at your log. I usually don't do an in-depth MyFitnessPal evaluation or even look without asking, because I'm not gonna waste my time to go and do it if the person hasn't been diligently logging, because I've done it way too many times where I will go through, open it up in the middle of a busy day, and then get there and be like, oh, well, this person has like 3 days that they didn't log, and then half of it's incomplete, and there's no data there. I can't help you if there's no data. So don't think I'm looking. It's more really for you than it is for me. But if you want to see results, this is where it's at. And it will get easier the more you use it. There's meals and there's recipes. Meals, and this is very important, are single servings. Your breakfast, your snacks, lunches, okay? These are very easy to put in. And I have 2 tutorials here that show what to do. They're insanely easy. The recipes are a little harder because there's longer steps, but you guys are the lucky group because you're the first group that I created an extra little helping hand so that you don't have to actually input everything. So what I would like to do right now is take a quick minute and show you the difference between a recipe and a meal, okay? And this is going to be a huge time saver for you in the big picture. Okay, so I'm going to go back to. Don't want to actually stop anything here. I always get so nervous. Here we go. Okay. All right. So I'm going to open up FitnessPal. I did not need to do that. That was bad. There, guys. I do this all day long. I don't know why I did that wrong. Okay. I'm going to open up FitnessPal and do a really quick demo. And there is a longer demonstration if you want to watch it on your own. So meals are the easy one. So every time you log something that you eat, you can create a meal at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to create a meal right here for you. So first thing, let's create the awesome oats, since that's an easy one. You're going to put in an ingredient, oats, search. You have menu to pick from. So the ones that have the check marks are verified. Those are the ones that are at the top are the more accurate ones. So in order to change the amounts, you could put this and you'll get a variety of different choices. Since it's a half a cup, I'm going to change this to a half and add to diary. Dumps it in. You guys all know this. I'm going to do apple, apple, half of an apple, and flax seeds. So this is just you eating your meal, and most of you probably have done this already. And almond milk. You could also scan ingredients if you're doing this on your phone. And once you have it in, you could see all of the ones that are in here already, and you wouldn't have to go searching. But I want to give you the full lowdown. And let's just throw in one more thing. How about some walnuts? Okay, so these are all my ingredients. In order to create a meal, and again, on your phone, it works the same way. You go to Quick Tools. However, on your phone, it doesn't say Quick Tools. You just have those little dots in the corner, in the very edge. Click on Quick Tools. it prompts you to remember meal. And let's call this awesome oats July 1st, save meal. Okay, it appears that nothing happened, right? Well, tomorrow when I go to eat this and I go to add food, I can go over here to meals. Again, on your phone, it looks a little different, but it's there. And here I have all of the meals that I've created before you. But scrolling down, there it is. So I click Awesome Oats, check. And you could see it dumped everything in. Okay, now the beauty to this is, let's just say I didn't want to eat the apple tomorrow. I just omit it. So you're not having to like recreate everything. Okay, so you can probably go back and at some old entries and create the meals now that you've already put ingredients in. Once you create them, they're in there forever. Okay. Now, as far as the recipes go, recipes are multi-servings. These are ones that a little bit more complicated because you have to figure out the ingredients and then divide it up by the number of people eating. So these would be your dinner meals. So on your meal plan, you might notice that there's a URL. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to veer off. I'm going to kind of skip in line here. And I'm going to show you off of the website, which I think most of you have been on. I'm going to actually pull the meal plan off the website because this is the best way to do it. I'm going to go to tier 1 and pull it off the website. Okay. If you notice at the very bottom here, the dinners all have URLs right here. Do you see that? This is new to the program. Everyone else before you had to be tortured by having to include this themselves. If you click on this, it's going to take you to this. What you do then is you go up to the URL, you copy it, you go back to Fitness Pal, recipes, paste it into that box, import recipe, and it dumped everything in for you. So you don't have to type it in. You just have to make sure that it's lined up right, because as you can see here, it's not. Okay. Once you do this, you hit match ingredients and boom, there you are, you're done. Okay. I know that's a little complicated, but I assure you it's a lot easier than what it used to be. And I also have a tutorial on how to do this. So it's definitely easier. If you are still struggling with this, I have no problem meeting with you individually and helping you figure this out. Okay. So questions on this? Fitness Pal, like I said, as much as it's a nightmare, it will become the best thing that you do, because there's no other way to really know what you're eating and what you're taking in unless you're actually jotting it down. And I'm able to see it. And I can't tell you how many times I look at somebody's log and I see such miscalculations. Okay. All right. So we are almost done here. Let's zip over to a couple more things. Okay. So included in the program are some webinars. I don't do them live in the summer because attendance is so low. Typically, just to let you guys know, my onboarding nights in the fall, winter, and spring are like 50, 60 people attend, and I think tonight we only have like 10. So what I do is I record them and I put them up on the members site. So I'm going to skip back over to your page. I'm going to show you again how I got there. You go to Get You Great Members. Tier 1, you do have to log in. I believe all of you know how to do this, and if you don't, tomorrow when you text me, let me know. Right here, webinars, and it will take you right to all of the webinars. I have webinars on every possible topic, and I'm not suggesting that you sit and watch these all, but there's some good ones. This one's about eating out. This one's about vacations. This one is My Fitness Pal. So this one goes through a lot of what we talked about. Some meal prep ones, but as I do them, as I do the new ones, I will tell you what the topics are and then post them on here. Then off of your page, the tier 1 lessons page, this is where you're going to find what you need to look for the program. So the video that I sent out the other day is here. The recording for tonight is also going to go here. So your little page is right here. Okay. And then finally, the workouts. To access the workout channel, you can go right here. You have access to the Evolve and the DMB. Both of them you have full access to. There's tons of workouts on here. You can do them all at home, and I could help you design how many days a week you want to do them. I know, Mandy, you've been doing them, right?
I had unmute. Yes, I have. I love the bar one, and your core or whatever stretching ones are amazing. All of them.
Did you do the Fierce 4 yet? The one with
Not yet.
We had.
I did.
Go ahead. I was gonna say we had a little Spotify issue, so there's some bloopers at the end.
Well, your sticks one is really cool too.
So if you want to have access to all of them, you do get a free month. And there's guidance on how to get to that also in the startup guide. But like I told you, if you need help, I will gladly direct you to that. Okay. So on final note, as you go through this, I know it's overwhelming, and there's a lot to swallow. But what you have to remember is this: you are working with me. I am here to help you. One of the things I hear the most from people is, "Well, I feel like I'm bothering you." This is what I do all day, and this is what you're paying me to do. So you're not bothering me. You are paying me to teach you what I'm really good at. And I always tell people I don't feel like sharing my screen again, but the strip of people along my website, the before and after pictures, I say those are not people that have done well in my program. Those are people that text me the most the first month that joined, because the more you text, the more you're going to learn. You're not bothering me by any means. This is what I do. If I can't answer because I'm on calls or I'm sleeping or I'm eating or running or whatever, I won't. I will get to it when I can. So do yourself a favor. Pretend I'm a robot or an app and just ask me as much as you need to ask. And that is what you will get. And absolutely, if you get frustrated, if you feel like this isn't going to work for you, If you feel like it's too strict, not strict enough, not working, just like I told you, the gal that stopped logging because she saw no results. It's not the program, it's something you're doing, and I will help make it work for you. And you will be for sure a success.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is that, I don't see the